Hello and welcome to episode 2 of my new devlog. I'm making a split-screen FPS in Unity, and I've actually decided on a name now for said game, Couch Combat. I'm calling it this because the game is a couch co-op multiplayer game. Or, well, sorta, you're fighting each other, but still. And I thought that one of the main jokes in the game could be the usage of couches. Like, if there's a Capture the Zone game, it could be Capture the Couch.
Capture the couch.
But anyway, this week I'm looking to try and begin making something new. I've never done 3D modeling before. But if I'm making a 3D game and don't want it to look like an asset clip, I need to learn the basics. So this episode I'm going to be focusing mostly on modeling, rigging, and animating the player's pistol and body. Okay, let's begin. The first thing I'm doing in this devlog is learning the basics of Pro Builder, and making some simple stages to play in. Pro Builder is Unity's official modeling program and also very useful as a stage builder. While it isn't the best for making actual models like players and guns, it's still great for building stages or prototyping things quickly. I'm also using ProGrids with it, which adds a very useful grid system to Unity that makes building levels much easier. I made a very simple stage with some stairs and a door, and quickly realized that the players are a lot bigger than I originally thought. So I started working on making a stage that was better suited to the absolute units that are the player characters. Also, one thing I did to add on to last time was I added a spear collider to the pistol pickup and made it a trigger. Now it's much easier to pick up the pistol because you don't have to click directly on the actual pistol itself, just nearby it. So making a level of Pro Builder is great and all, but I kinda want to get into real modeling with a real epic gamer program like Blender. If you don't know what Blender is, it's a free to use 3D modeling program which you can make animations. But anyway, I just watched some basic interface and stuff tutorials before starting off my 3D modeling journey by making a basic pistol model. I'm just following a very basic Blender tutorial on how to make a pistol model. It's linked in the description and is a very good beginner's tutorial. So yeah, now I have this very basic and okay model now. I'm not completely happy with it and it needs to be painted, rigged, and animated, but I'm gonna move on now. So the next thing I want to do is try to model the player. So once again, I picked up a nice beginner's tutorial online and got to work. This one was quite a bit more difficult, but after a pretty long time, I came up with this guy. And he's looking pretty epic if I do say so myself. Though I accidentally got this spear thing over here attached to the torso object, and I can't figure out how to remove it. I'll probably have to redo the torso part in order to fix him, but I haven't convinced myself to do that yet. The models look okay, but now I want to come back and texture paint them, and then rig, animate, and stick them in the game. So the first thing I'm doing is touching up the player model, and then rigging it and trying to slap some Mixamo animations on it. I first off just changed a few small details and then gave it actual hands. I finally realized why I couldn't get rid of that spear. I was actually deleting the spear whenever I tried to delete it earlier, but there were about 5 of them in the exact same place. So after deleting it over and over again, I finally removed them from the object. So what is Mixamo in the first place? Mixamo is a service created by Adobe that has plenty of free animations you can stick on a variety of pre-made characters or even import your own models. I'm gonna import my own. One cool thing about Mixamo is that it automatically rigs your character for you, so I'm gonna try to use that tool to get a rig of my character. If it doesn't work, then I'll just rig it myself. So I set up the auto rigger and got this. I'm not sure if this is what it's gonna look like, or maybe it just looks weird in Mixamo. So I'll try exporting it to Unity. And I exported it to Unity, and surprisingly, it actually looks pretty good. Not sure why it looks so weird in Mixamo, but whatever. Now, the hands are all messed up, but other than that, it looks pretty nice. I'm surprised that Mixamo is working so well, but I decided to make my own animations in Blender instead of using Mixamo's pre-made ones. I'm doing this for the same reason that I decided to make my own models in the first place. I want to learn how to do it. So rigging the player is great and all, but I want to make guns. So let's make my pistol model just a little bit less bad. It was a good first model, but it needs some work, so I'm going to start over and make it better this time. I made a brand new pistol model and added some cool details and stuff to it. Then I added a 4-color material to it and mapped it, and it actually looks really nice and pretty unique now. Then I animated a new shooting animation for it. The way I'm going to animate the player in game is through 2 different objects. One will be the player minus the arms, the other will be the arms and guns. I'm doing it this way because it seems like it has the highest possibility of not being a huge pain to deal with. So basically what I'm getting at is I need to accomplish these tasks before the end of the week. I need to get the running animations in, which don't have any arms. I then need to add arms and the shooting animation to the gun. Then I need to put that all in the game and try to get it all working by the end of the week. Oh, did I mention I only have 2 days left? Yeah, that's a thing too. Okay, so the very first thing I did was remove the player's arms. It was a tragedy, but a necessary one. The next few hours are going to be spent making a walk cycle for the player in Blender. It looks fairly wonky right now, but it technically has all the stuff that needs to be a good walking animation. But right now it just isn't good, so I need to fix that. Now the walk cycle looks nicer. It's not great, but it'll do for now. Now it's time to import it into Unity and get it looking okay in game. I was expecting to get more done yesterday, so I'm in even more of a hurry to finish today. But the first thing I did was take the arms from the player model and stick them on a pistol shooting animation. I then added them to the animation and moved them a bit to make it look right. Okay, now it's time to import it into Unity and replace the old gun model with it. And they look strange. There are numerous problems with the gun, and the player is constantly running, but other than that it's working out well. And yeah, that is literally all the time I have for this week. If you're watching this video, then it means I have hopefully rushed to edit this thing together and publish it. Yeah. Be sure to like and subscribe and, drink milk. Bye.